Before every dungeon in Skyward Sword, there exists a quest that the player must go through before they are allowed to access that respective dungeon. These quests vary in length and usually involve searching for an item or trigger to open up the dungeon. Since these quests tend to involve items or locations that are only used once, they are a prime target for speedrun skips, as they usually will have no repercussions for later parts of the game. Despite this, we currently do not have any skips for these quests that we can implement into the speedrun. However, one quest which we might be able to skip, which I'd like to talk about today, is the quest for the Water Basin before entering the Fire Sanctuary. The quest before the Fire Sanctuary is pretty simple, and compared to other pre-dungeon quests does not take very long. After obtaining the Fire Shield earrings from Din's Silent Realm, the player must go up and access the volcano's summit, then proceed to pour water on some dehydrated frogs before arriving at the entrance to the Fire Sanctuary. This entrance is blocked by a wall of flames, and to make them disappear, the player must bring back the water basin from Lake Floria to hydrate the giant frog which lies above the dungeon. Flying back to Farron to obtain the water basin takes a bit of time though, and it would be nice if we could skip this sequence by finding some way to get behind the flames which block the Fire Sanctuary. So let's see if there's any potential for this desired outcome. To start with, let's visit our good friend Bitwarping, which is a glitch that allows us to take specific coordinate sets from the Skyloft map and apply them to Link on other maps through the use of a different glitch known as Back in Time. Using this glitch on the map outside the Fire Sanctuary, we can teleport Link onto the upper portion of the left tower in this area. From this position, it is possible to access all of the collision above and around the temple entrance by getting around the tower. Unfortunately, we cannot scale the collision behind these structures as the entire ground past this point is a slippery slope. So attempting to run up to a point where there is no collision and falling back into the entrance tunnel is not going to work. However, from our position above the entrance, there are a few things to note. Behind the left tower at a certain spot, it is possible to squeeze through a small hole between the ground and the tower using the sailcloth, which lands us on a piece of out-of-bounds collision. While this is cool, it unfortunately falls short, as the out-of-bounds collision ends very abruptly. If it extended around the tower just a little bit more, or if Link could jump slightly further, we would be able to stand on the out-of-bounds collision behind the entrance wall, and then simply jump into the loading zone behind the flames. A little bit higher up, it is possible to clip through identical walls on either tower using a step ledge. However, this does not get us anywhere due to the massive pillar that's in our way inside the wall. We can even drop down to the ground, but the pillar is still an issue. Going back to the previously mentioned bit warp, it is possible to bit warp in such a position so that Link ends up inside the circular external structure here on the side of the tower. But of course, there's another wall inside this structure that we barely cannot bit warp into. If we could get inside this wall, then it would be possible to walk around the inner tower area and jump to a precise spot in front of this pillar and access the out-of-bounds ground collision near the temple entrance. From here, one could simply jump around this annoying pillar and make their way past the flames into the Fire Sanctuary. Being able to enter the Fire Sanctuary without the water basin would save at least 5 minutes of time, and skip having to go through some boring flying and cutscenes. This would be very nice, but there's something else we have to consider here. The water basin actually makes a previous appearance in the game, right before the Ancient Cistern, as a healing vessel for the water dragon. To fully heal the water dragon, Link must go through the entire Skyview Temple a second time to collect some Skyview spring water, which only appears during the second visit. This spring water is then used to help the water dragon heal faster in the water basin. This entire sequence of healing the water dragon can be skipped though, as there is a precise way to clip out of bounds near the entrance of the Ancient Cistern, and then jump from the out-of-bounds water to get behind the waterfall that normally the water dragon dispels of. However, we can't implement this trick into the run since not healing the water dragon will prevent us from being able to collect the water basin later to access the Fire Sanctuary. This means that if we could get inside the fire sanctuary without using the water basin, we could also implement the out-of-bounds clip to get into the Ancient Cistern early, saving an additional 7 minutes of time. Using our highly educated math skills, we can conclude that if a way to enter the fire sanctuary without the water basin were to be discovered, it would shave off at least 12 minutes of time from the current Skyward Sword any percent run. And yet again, Skyward Sword teases us with a potentially huge break that falls short for various unfortunate reasons. Thank you once again for listening to me vent about how infuriating it is to glitch hunt in this game. I hope you guys stick around for whatever topic I decide to rant about next, and if you haven't seen my previous videos on elusive glitches, I would highly recommend checking them out. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.